Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Dirt Road Cinderella, and thank you for stopping in. Today, I have my final on the Revell 1956 Chevy Del Rey that I built for the Any Brand Tri-5 group build hosted by Joe's Rush Shop. I would like to take a moment to wish Joe a speedy recovery, as he has recently had some pretty severe health issues and is now home recovering. Prayers for you, Joe. I hope you recover quickly and get back to doing what it is that you love. Okay, let's get started. When I started this build, I chatted with Josh, picking his mind and hoping for ideas. I said to him, what would you power a tubbed 56 Del Rey with? In the end, he decided a big block Chevy was in order with dual quads sitting atop the tunnel ram. It was then I started asking Fred Henry from West Georgia Rods and Customs lots of questions, hoping that he had done a video on adding a chassis back half or opening the hood. He is very good at both, and I was hoping to pick up his thought process, and I am happy to say I did. I took what I learned and infused the VCG back half that Josh made to fit my particular needs and to open the hood after getting the engine settled in place. Once the back half was married to the chassis, I had to shorten the back seat by moving the seat back forward, which in turn meant I had to extend the rear window area as it was now too short to meet the window and body. After that, I went to work in earnest to get the engine fully settled in, which meant having to kind of French the firewall back to clear the distributor. To get the VCG big block into the chassis, I made my own engine mounts and moved the transmission crossmember rearward. At that point, it was time to mock up with the interior installed and figure out where the hole had to go in the hood. This is the first build that I have taken the time to white glue most everything for mock-up. I hate to admit how much help it was once it came to final assembly. The last thing to arrive were the wheels and tires, also from VCG. I did not know these were coming to me, and I had ordered another set from Jay's Resin Wheels, but there was a delay in shipping, so when the VCG ones arrived as a surprise, I slapped them on it. Now, I was ready to prime everything, then set it aside for the 48-hour group build that was hosted by Craig at Mutt Modeler. When the 48-hour ended, I jumped right back on the 56 and went to taping it up and prepping for paint. With the tape on, rust base coat applied, and salt added, it was time to get a little color on this 56. The tape is Icky Sticky from Ed at Bob's Hobby Shop in RC. The white on this car is Scale Finishes Honda Alpine White and is being applied with the Gallery Mobius TG airbrush. You can see that I knocked some salt off the body here. It is because the salt is still wet and I am rushing it a little. However, do not worry about it. It will just add more depth and variety to the weathering in the end. The Mobius TG is an amazing airbrush and has elevated my game and experience greatly. Painting bodies is a pleasure with this airbrush. The Scale Finishes is always awesome to work with. It just sprays amazingly each and every time it is the same. No matter the color, it's just consistent as can be, and that is awesome for folks who either don't want to or maybe don't like to mix paint. Yes, I often use my middle finger on the trigger of this brush for some reason. Thanks for noticing. Anyway, moving on. Here's the car in full color with the salt removed, and the weathering has not actually started yet. This would be next for me. You can see here that the Icky Sticky tape did its job well and I had no issues with it. While the body was rusting in its bag, I went and painted the interior, which was also done using the Icky Sticky tape. You can kind of see how the back seat is shorter than the front in the bottom cushion area. I have also added a floor shifter, pedals, and a jar of apple pie. The chassis is also base coated and not detail painted as of yet. And on this side, you can still clearly see where I married the two chassis parts together. Then over here, we have the basic engine assembly, also not detailed yet. A very short time later, the car is weathered and coated in 2K clear. It seemed to me at this point that I had done my due diligence and the car almost fell together for me. While I get the car on the bench, please hear these words from our sponsors. Sponsor Spotlight. Are you a passionate modeler, constantly searching for that perfect intricate detail to bring your miniature masterpiece to life? Do you dream of crafting scale models so accurate they could be mistaken for the real thing? Then it's time to discover VCG Resins by Reese. VCG Resin specializes in providing the highest quality, most unique, and incredibly detailed resin parts and accessories for your 1/24th and 1/25th scale model cars, trucks, SUVs, and even your custom dioramas. Modelers can find everything from intricate engines and suspension components to realistic wheels and essential diorama accessories, all designed to bring their miniature masterpieces to life. Are you ready to elevate your next build? Please visit vcgresins.com and don't forget to use our discount code DRC1024 at checkout for 10% off your order. At Scale Finishes, they specialize in high-quality automotive-grade paints, clears, and primers designed to bring your scale models to life. Their authentic colors and premium products provide a flawless finish every time. Visit scalefinishes.com and use our discount code Cinderella10 at checkout to receive 10% off on your order. Well, it's time for the big reveal. Drum roll, please. Here it is, the Revell 1956 Chevrolet Del Rey, with engine, tires, wheels, chassis back half, all provided by VCG Resins. The yellow on this car is Caterpillar Equipment Yellow, also from Scale Finishes. And the bright work is bare metal foil. All in all, I am very pleased with this build. If I could change anything, it would be to get the rear a little lower than it is. However, I put it together with the options for the lowest possible ride height. And it still wasn't low enough for me, so I modified it and got it nearly as low as I wanted, but not quite. The hood scoop was from the parts box, and I have no idea what kit it was from to start with. I am also pleased with the exhaust and how it exits from under the body. The 56 is complete with Dirt Road Cinderella 1854 plates and New York registration and inspection stickers. All glass was installed using UV resin. You will also see in the pics that follow that I used it to make gauge faces on the dash. Under the hood, there is a Wildwood master cylinder and an electric cooling fan on the radiator. When I stop it, I think you can see the fuel lines and plug wires, which are equipped with MCV Products 90-degree spark plug boots. On the bottom of the car, we can see that I added an aluminum drive shaft with 3D printed universals from VCG. I also scratch built the exhaust using MagnaFlow mufflers from VCG, 2mm round styrene rod and aluminum tubing. The styrene rod was bent just using my hands, but I think it looks decent. I hope you all like this as much as I do. I had a blast building it, and I'm about to start my entry for the F1 group build hosted by Kyle from RKD Scaleworks and Tim from Box Garage. I learned a lot doing this build. Thanks again to Fred Henry, who was a huge help, and to Josh, who was also a huge help. Without either of you two, this build would not be what it is. Please go check out Fred's channel if you don't know it. I am sure you can learn something from him just as I have. Please enjoy the build pics and final stills of this build that are about to follow. Thank you, Joe, for hosting this build. I had a great time. Get well soon, my friend. That is all I have for now. Later, y'all.